seconds to play, a little less. Graves, right to the basket.
Under to Santa Clara. This is Gavin Lugov. Graves elevates. Buries it.
Lugov, who was the hero last night. Alan Graves, one of the better freshmen in the country, right away gets a shot and hit loose to Mahi. Graves wants it. He pops a triple. Got it.
Wessels and freshman Dylan Sharp. Graves.
It's an 8-0 run from the Broncos after a 6-0 run. Poked away. Graves up ahead and easy flush at the. This game finally had its coffee, it feels like. Over a minute left here. Here's Graves backing down. Graves continues.
Graves, does he get the three? He does.
A lot of bigs in the country with that type of ability. And now Graves with a little defense here. Just no spacing right now for Santa Clara. Guys dribbling into second defenders. Give the Zags a ton of credit coming over.
KJ Cochran gets it now to Graves. Graves, a redshirt freshman. Backing down Yak. Nice little move, and
etc. So, shot clock dark, 5 seconds for Christian Hammond to get busy with it. Invites the double off. Alan Graves, he's got to put it up. That's the horn!
Graves. Graves now at the other end behind the back, leaning off the window.
Double team on Oboye. Here's Graves at 6'9". Elusive.
Santa Clara on the breakout with KJ Cochran. Bounce pass, and that's Alan Graves.
65% of his shots at half court will end up close to the rim, as we just saw there.
Graves. Double Lugov hounded by Owe. Here comes Graves barreling to the cup, and he flicks. This is Mahi. He will fire. Way too much. Graves is there.
Is ready for this championship game. Bigger against Smith. He's got to make Gonzaga pay for that match.
I mean, that's why he's out there. He can really shoot the ball. Sometimes it's a little streaky, but tonight 4 of 9 from deep.
Santa Clara needs more from this guy. Graves. Spin move baseline. Nice. Hammond back to Graves. Shoots the three. Good.
On-ball screen action here with McKeever.
Yeah, great pass and the leg.
And they struggled so much in the first half, just trying to play one-on-one basketball. It's so much easier when you move the ball.
Graves went by Wessels, scored with a foul. Maybe the most decorated coach in the history of Canadian basketball. Seriously.
He comes with an established recruiting pipeline.
There's Graves, NBA players in the last few years. They're developing. There's Graves for the dunk. Graves, I mean, if you leave him open, he's making a three from three-point range. What a catch. Nifty bounce pass.
Shooting here in the first half. They're going to go to the break with the lead.
Great pass. Graves. Another good look. Graves wide open. Three! They wanted a trap. Instead, Graves scores.
In on high for 3. Off iron. Mahi off the up fake. Feeds a cut at Graves. Left.
It's not a 2-3. It's a matchup. They just guard an area.
Graves to Mahi. Nice lead for Graves. Fights Linsminger. Opposite Hammond. Into the corner. Graves all day. Wide open. Got it.
That's Graves with the pick and the pop and the three. It's almost impossible to win. Ask Gonzaga how hard it is to win on this court. There's Graves. 9-0 run. Pick and roll with Graves. Going hard. Shaw meets it. Your phone is buzzing. I think it's Mark Madsen.
It could be.
Graves with an offensive rebound. Broncos keep the possession alive. Graves got a shoulder in. And Graves another three. 16.6 rebounds for Santa Clara. This is Graves, blows right by one. Hammers.
Cherry Darlin, 2 years in the G League. Alan Graves. Hammond will get the Broncos into their half-court offense here. The lone loss in conference play is Graves from deep.
He's been really solid, and a nice split of the double team.
Graves will try a triple.
By Elijah Mahi. Offensive board. Alan Graves going back up. Sticks with it for a third try.
Yeah, and I just like his game. That last drive that he made, he just a little bit short, but then he comes back with a big response.
Christian Hammond. Alan Graves now working against Emily Alaho. And down to the baseline, Alan Graves had a nice first half with 11 points. On both sides of the floor.
Yeah. Guys are stepping up, knocking down shots when they're open.
Inside, Graves. Washington State trying to lock down the glass. The 10 offensive rebounds for Santa Clara have led to some big second chance. In a tight one with the top team in the WCC, Santa Clara. Alan Graves having a night. Elijah Mahi, no points in the second half. Here he goes on the dribble. Mahi out to Graves, who's had a day. Brent Napper drives around ace glass, missed the lay-in, but it's out.
When he gets the ball, and that's why you just got to get it to him. Just get it to him down there, and then he's good.
Graves catches.
A few shot fakes, a few jabs there, and right up to the hoop.
Graves gets it and get their 11th league win and hand the Tigers their first loss on their home floor this year. Graves with the lift fake.
Enough of that this year. Here's Graves straight away, and he knocks Minger. Back to the redshirt freshman who's had a sensational year against Dalton. Patient, hook shot is good. Missed their last 4 field goals.
The Asanza defense triggering the Lions transition O.
And that West Coast Conference, the Broncos have really seized control of this game. Gabulogov inside, they go to goals this season. There's a shot from 3 from Cochran that won't go. Graves the offensive rebound, the
Beasley now in double figures after just 2 points in the first half. What a look! Don's trying to just string together a couple of stops. Graves taking his time, backing down. Here comes the
9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for Graves. And he's been great.
Look at Graves once more in the block, and it's
he comes over as a junior eligibility-wise for USD. Now working against Graves inside, who turns one-handed, ends what was a 14-3 start to the half for Santa Clara. Graves is on now, and the freshman drives, lays it in.
Yeah, they want to slowly start climbing back in this. If you're San Diego, you got to keep finding a way to get to the free throw line.
Difference. 3 buys. Underneath for Graves, he lays it.
Lugoff for Santa Clara, who's into the game now, along with Cherry Darlin and Alan Graves. And Graves fires with his heels on the lane. He's going to be very tough to beat. Allen in trouble. Out it comes to Graves. Going against 7'3" Andrew McKeever. Hammond back to Graves. Spots for 3. Got it! To cut the deficit to 2 or 1 with a 3. Graves walking
on an absolute heater right now, and again, Broncos just lose him for a second, and he's able to make him pay.
This is a young lineup on the floor for Santa Clara. Jump hook, and Alan Graves. Soft
1,000 points during his high school career. I mean, almost unimaginable, but
Graves
he can score.
Game with that young man, but loves to attack the rim as well. Nice pick and roll there by the Broncos. And
against Santa Clara. And a steal. Alan Graves races up the floor and drops it.
The second half, they just have not had the same rhythm.
A one-possession game, or whether they're up 23 points.
Mahi looking inside for Graves. In traffic. Up with
the shot clock. That shot was blocked, I think, Jennifer Mountain. We're going to go the other way. Yeah, not the best decision right there by Foxwell. Something he normally does not do. Mahi wide open underneath, finds his teammate, and there.
2 rare missed free throws by Josiah Lake, who was 12 for 12 at ASU.
The Broncos now trying to push some pace. Alan Graves, over 40% from 3. Well, Chicago retakes the lead by 1. Hammond Over to Graves, working around Rubin. The hook shot, and that goes down.
Up 47-43. Graves wants a straight on three. Got it.
He needs to be a better screener, and you switch smaller guards on him, he just takes you inside. Great Tyson, he's actually touching it even on the fast break.
Encouraging energy from Minnesota, leading this half by 2 in the early gun.
Learn is the ball finds you on offense because the defensive coverage is going to dictate how you're being played.
18 Broncos. Steele jumping the route is Graves to the basket for the. You ever go to Giacomo's?
No, actually I didn't. It was recommended to me and I never went.
All right. Go with Walt. Here comes Cherry Darlin. No look on the bounce. Layup is. He really has been the top option for Santa Clara tonight with 16. Graves nails.
Lugoff does save it. Broncos break out. 4-on-1. There's the lob.
Competitive because you have good coaches at each of these schools. McNeese now here at Louisiana.
And the arc. Broncos just 1 of 9 from 3. Alan Graves will try one. You bet. Guard who's had a real big game this year on the scoreboard. Nice look inside. Alan Graves.
He's had good moments on the offensive glass tonight. Now he gets a touch against Emjai. Same matchup as the other way. Spinning and connecting. Graves still looking for that double-double. Got yanked. And there is his first.
Hammond penetrating to the rack. Misses. The putback by Graves is no good. Gets his. Darlin. Gavalugov penetrating. There's the floater up to Allen.
Still in this game and keeping it tied as they're battling and being physical. Good pass. Cochran with the. Graves back to Hammond. 3. Good.
They reset the shot clock there. Graves, they got to get him going. He passed up and. Graves. Darlin will try it again. This time.
28 as Gonzaga leaves for the Pac-12. Backdoor cut. Good luck. Buki Aboye and just out of our vision. Herb Sendick put his hands on top of his head. Gavalugov. Steps. Things getting messy inside the Levy Center. Elijah Mahi. Dan. Bronco redshirt freshman. Getting into the paint. In trouble. Backdoor. Bounce pass. Hammond with a layup. Gavalugov. Double. Insminger open. He'll try a triple. You bet.
Points per game. Really outstanding freshman for the Cougars. One of the best in the WCC this year. Out of the corner.
Right, yeah. You got to earn. You get the break for what you've earned, right?
Hammond on the drive later in his freshman season, and he's one of the best at taking the basketball away. He has the steal for Santa Clara. Up.
Good switch back there.
Graves, the baseline pass, and Ensminger able to.
Now for San Francisco, the ball pressure for Santa Clara is really disruptive.
Ensminger spinning.
The full court by Graves. He doesn't play like a freshman. That's a high-level play.
Nice ball reversal as well, too, to shift the defense. Mahi slipping.
Hits the back iron. And Alan Graves grabs the rebound. Alan Graves has got to get out of the paint. Instead, Elijah Mahi with a reverse.
Yeah, dagger 3 right there. Santa Clara did a good job rotating. But Roshlin, he stepped up here tonight.
Alan Graves. There's a corner triple. And a redshirt freshman, Gavalugov.
Darlin strong on the 3. Graves on the offensive glass for the Broncos. Cutting to the bucket and the lay-in spins around.
But it's the Toreros who had the advantage. 3-2, and now it's 3-3 as Graves. Alan Graves wanting to take Boscovich inside. Napper cutting.
Brand new ball game, 20 apiece, under 10 to go in this really entertaining first half. Pass, cutter. Hammond can't get it home. There's your offensive rebound. Another cutter. 8 double figures now in the season for Williams. He's been really consistent 4 legs. He's got 9 points in the second half.
Tighten up their defense, get out and run a little bit more in transition before Santa Clara can set up that
pressure defense they have in the half court.
15 minutes remaining.
That first half, Santa Clara best shooting percentage since they played Minnesota.
That was a perfectly executed scissors formation as the escapee, the switch went too early and he took advantage of the lane. Really nice play by Al.
Focus on the transition defense. They can't give up wide open layups against Arizona State.
Graves to Mahi. Broncos looking to tack on with Brenton Napper. Back cuts. Layup.
Powell fights over top. Now to the wing to Napper. Baseline right to Graves. Skip it out front. Mahi wants three. Got them all.
Their own right. Really getting hands into the passing lanes. Down low. Darland pump fake. Once off the goal. And a problem. Mahi on the wing inside of 10 to shoot. Graves out top. Cochran. 3 ball.
Behind in their matchups, and right now they're caught in a cross matchup. They've got to come give help in the post.
They give him
2-3 zones really wide. They're trying to run the shooters off the 3-point line. Get the ball to the middle of the zone whenever you want.
Napper. And that was pure effort from Auten. Hammond. Flat. Darland looking for Graves down low. 10 to shoot. Alan Graves bouncing into Hammond. Reverse on the rim. Though it was the first game of the season. 16-point Bronco lead. Alan Graves cross court to Sash. Fires the triple. And
whoa. 11:45. Little contact out. Lugoff was pushed. Olay turned back. It was
For the course of the half. Dylan Shaw got blocked by Graves so much. There's McKeever against Graves, just one-on-one. Too much size. No foul that time. Play. Tigers with 2 minutes to go. Good help. Layton bounces it to Ralph, who got
you're going to get called for the foul. JoJo Murphy. Blocked by
Tigers looking to push here off the miss. Wainwright drives, and Wainwright almost traveled. Wainwright is rejected by Graves, I believe.
Offensive rebounds. That's a very lethal combination.
Lane working inside, blocked away by Graves.
Percent in the second half, which same thing. In the first half, you're like, well, they can't get that much worse than what they've already been at. Without at halftime being close, just got to improve the shooting a little bit. Santa Clara on that big run to start the second half started to pull away. Talking about soccer and football, I mean, when you got the lead, you can just be comfortable.
Compete day in, day out. That's what inspires his teammates as well.
Ponchatoula, Louisiana's own. Rochelin gets a running start. Bowling his way in deep, misses the shot. Allen
for 16.5 points per night. Able to get in the lane, shoot the three well. Just really does it all offensively for this Bronco lineup.
Wainwright and Hammond loses it. Now it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Marmoleos blocked from behind. And
Jalen Warley attacks, and he's denied.
Road, maybe during the
no question about it.
Samar now to Lake. Alan Graves fronting, yak in the middle. Reverse layup.
Let's get it back unless there's a turnover.
Approaching 1 minute to play here from the KPA. Rubin down the lane, spiked away by Graves.
Yeah, Graves is an amazing defender, so anytime he's starting to get hot offensively, you're getting the total package.
Yeah, Graves at 42% three-point shooter. Doesn't take a ton of them, but will step out every occasion. Buddy Hammer Jr. rejected at the
100% tuned in every day.
Offensive rebound off the missed foul shot.
Shooting up near 60% for Santa Clara. Belonga. Shot blocked. Jashawn Holt, who came off the bench in this one. Driving, blocked by Allen. Belonga. Blocked again.
Knock it down threes. And 18 points in 36 minutes in the loss to St. Louis. Teams returning leading score.
2 for 8 so far. Avila couldn't get free. They're blanketing him with great defense. Little drop step, can't finish.
But their perimeter defense has caused problems this year for opponents.
Yeah, look at the extension all the way out to midcourt.
Finister dropping it off for Jones. Shot.
No, I mean, there's nobody that can match Mahi one-on-one in this game.
Review, and with just 1 second on the timer, the review showed that the ball indeed touched the rim.
Shot cutting off the ball has Santa Clara. Set that tone first couple of trips of the night. Absolutely. And a shot fake. Graves hangs with it.
There. He gives it up. And then Graves steals it away.
Mike in space and alone on an island on the block. We haven't seen Gray Mike really dive and then duck in.
Chente tried to flip it to Ike. Graves was there again. Point lead for St. Mary's. Huge advantage. +10 at the free throw line in the first half. Dent
just lost it. I mean, it's leading the way offensively right now for the Broncos. And it's a 1-point game with a minute left to go. There's that deep.
Those were good looks for the Broncos on that last time down. Lewis looking for an opening. Lewis drives again. And it's stripped away.
We're in conference play. They average 88 points per game. St. Mary's, they would prefer it in the 60s if possible.
McKeever calling for it. Graves breaks it up.
The shot clock winding down. Knocked away. Hildebrandt may have been lucky to get away with that as a foul call. They're really coming into his own, getting a lot more confidence later in his freshman season, and he's
Clayton guarded by Darlin, the junior from Mark Gabalugov wanted a whistle, didn't get one. And now pass down low, intercepted by Saplay here in the first half. Kabliskas. Guarded by Darlin, going to get it down low to Ralph. He had the ball.
Against Lincoln, pretty good freshman debut for him. There's a
turn from the field here in the second half. They've already eclipsed their entire first half point total. Folks just lost it, gave it up.
Tigers with an early lead, or rather a lead here in the first half, and have had the lead almost the entire first half. Rochelin getting in deep, loses. Next stoppage will be a timeout. Clayton. Alan Graves steps out. Kabliskas in trouble.
Broncos not shying away from the three-point shot early on, trying to keep pace with the bigs for the Zags.
That's what Santa Clara does, is eat 51 of the last 55 against Santa Clara.
Just not a lot of bigs in the country with that type of ability.
The Broncos lead the conference in steals per contest at 9.1, but it's the Toreros scoreboard coming up on 3.5 minutes. Levy, ball loose, poked away.
Don't let them play with so much freedom, making them work to get the ball down the floor. And they've done an excellent job of jumping out and hedging on.
It's on the floor. Oregon State with another opportunity. Good defense by Cherry Darlin. And Lake passed it to Munch, who fumbled it.
Tries to run into one, but Moore gets loose change. Alan Graves spikes. Now draws the double. Winsu over for Richardson, tapped away, turnover.
Shooting. Here's Santiago Chu. And Marcus Adams Jr., who continues to emerge for Bobby Hurley and the Sun Devils since they came home from the Maui.
Which is off to a good start in non-conference. As Santa Clara had a 22-point game earlier this season. A breakout game for him. Has been blocking on average.
Mahi. 24-19 Broncos. Steele jumping around is great. He's 5 for 11. He's made 2 threes. McCottry double teamed and knocked.